challenges of the week. What did you face this week that was challenging to you? Well, good morning. It is Friday. Good morning to Axel. Good morning. And good morning to my co-host, Trish. Good morning. We are here with you, and we are talking about facing challenges as we do every Friday. Let's say good morning to everyone out there, our live audience. Marticus, good morning and welcome. Where are you listening in from, please? And thank you. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning.
What are you all thankful for this morning as we start our conversation in challenging ourselves to express our emotions? That's the theme of our discussion today. I am from West Coast, California, and Trish, you are from?
I'm from South Carolina.
Good morning, chores. Love that. Thank you. In order to find us, we are live on Facebook right now. Please go and join our Facebook pages, our social medias, at Instagram, Facebook, and click on our YouTube channel. Help us to grow. Would you please? I'm glad that you just woke up this morning. What are we thankful for? I am thankful for all the graduates for the class of 2024. Congratulations to everyone out there, from the smallest to the oldest. Congratulations. Thank you for all your hard work, and thank you, teachers, for all that you have done. My future or my previous colleagues. As a retired educator for young people, I am grateful and thankful. Our audience member says, I'm thankful for the new lizard that they just bought. Building a cage, and after you finish building it, you're going to pick them up. Okay, my grandson and I, we were just talking about lizards and all that sort of fun stuff. Enjoy them. Thank you for that. Where are you all listening in from? I have a graduation that I want to give a shout out to for Dallas Burksdale, all the way from Dayton, Ohio. And she is graduating eighth grade. So proud. And if you guys want a shout out, just simply go and put your information. You don't have to be specific. You can say you have a high school graduator, name, initial, school, however you want to do. Pennsylvania, good morning. So, have we challenged ourselves to express our emotions? We had a question from our workshop, and that was to drop a line to describe your week. Shall we play? I think we should play. Looking back on Monday, all the way from today, in one word, describe your week. What would you say, Trish? And to our audience members and those of you who are listening as well, drop a line. And we want to make sure that you guys are really paying attention to us as we do you, because it's important to express your emotions. Or is it? That is a question left for only you to answer. So in one word, describe your week. Trish, let's start with our
I'd
co-host.
say I'd say relaxing. That's my word.
Relaxing. Nice. And I would say mine has been hectic. Describe your feelings or emotions. There is a difference, and we're going to talk about that. And for our audience members, please do that as we remind ourselves of the challenge to speak how we feel. Why do we hold back from speaking how we feel? What do you guys think? Why are we hesitant not to really say how we feel? You know, some people can tell by the looks on our face exactly how we feel. How many of you have ever experienced that, either through someone looking at you or you looking through others? You can tell exactly how you feel. Our listener, our audience member says, I would say hot, kind of just a normal week, but then the temperature spiked, and it's been constantly about 85 the entire week in Pennsylvania. Thank you for that. We love to hear you guys from all over. And Trish, don't we get people from all over? Yeah.
Yes, we do.
That's exciting to know how your states and communities are doing. We are Vibe Talk. If this is your first time here, I want to say a warm and happy welcome to you. Vibe Talk is all about you connecting to you and you being challenged enough, if I can challenge you. That's what I do. That's my work, to help you to work on yourself as I'm working on myself. We all must prove to ourselves that we are valuable enough to spend time on ourselves. Does that make sense to everyone? And for those of you who have joined, we say good morning, and where are you from? We are so excited. First, I want to say, before we get deep into the conversations, I want to say there will be a place for you. I'm looking for a design for the graduation class of 2004. If you have any graduates that you want Vibe Talk Facing the Lion to pay attention to, we're going to have you go here and on our Vibe Talk. Good morning. Is it Cyrus? Good morning, Cyrus. Good morning and hello to you. Where are you listening in from? And if you had one word to describe your week, what would it be? That's our Vibe Talk question. Listening from California. I am directly in California. Tiring? You guys are doing so good. You see, it's important for us to express how we're feeling. Really, those are check-ins to ourselves. Sometimes some of us don't connect with that. We don't say how we're feeling. And then we find ourselves either depressed or feeling as if, thank you so much for that. Cyrus from California. If it's your first first time here, we're live on Facebook. Please go there. If anybody's listening today, please go by and help our pages to grow. We're not begging you, we're asking you only because we know that there's people out there that listen to us. We are live on Facebook, my co-host Trish and myself, Nisi. So, as you all have described your week, you have described a feeling. Next, we challenge ourselves to find out why we're feeling that way. Why are we feeling the way that we felt all the way from this week to now? My week was hectic because I've been on vacation, and when you have to play catch up, sometimes you get tired from being on vacation. Yeah, when you take that week off and you relax or play, it is hard to get back in the groove of things. So that's why I've been hectic, because I've just come back. I'm on my regular work schedule and I'm here. Trish, how do you connect your emotion of what you said to your feelings?
I feel relaxed this entire week because I have been in college and I've been taking classes year round. Like, that's a choice. So you don't have to do that, but I chose to do that so I can be ahead, and I've been working hard. And it's summer, and I was like, I'm not going to take the classes this summer. I'm going to take a break. So that's why this week, that's why
Go ahead.
that's why this week has been relaxing to me, because I have no schoolwork. I am just enjoying my life right now.
Okay. You see the connection, guys? We say how we're feeling. One person, if you're still there live, how do you feel your emotion? What made you tired? See, your feelings connect to your experience, or your experience connects to how you feel about your experience. I want to say thank you to Mordecai Khan. Thank you so much for those hearts. We are live on Facebook. Find us there. We're talking about challenges to express our emotions. Each Friday is going to be about something to challenge ourselves with. I find that everybody likes challenges. You go on social medias and there's all kind of challenges. But I challenge you to figure out how to connect to you. And if you want to learn how, stick around, stick with, and stick through Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Here's where you'll do your own work to find out all about you and get connected to you. How about that? We want to say thank you for those of you who are live with us. Please tell us where you're listening in from, what state. No addresses, please, for your safety and my safety. No addresses, just what state are you listening in from, please, and thank you. How do we challenge ourselves when it comes to emotions? Have you ever asked somebody how they were feeling and they gave you this blank stare, or they simply said to you, I don't know? How many of you have ever experienced either or?
I have.
And what was that like for you, experiencing a person not being able to express how they felt?
It felt like I don't know how to describe it. It felt like when I asked them that, like they weren't thinking of where they were right now. They weren't present. It's like they just didn't know or try to think about how are they feeling right now. But that's because of the situation they were in. They just lost someone, so they were in a numb situation when they lost someone.
And did you all see that my co-host mentioned not present, lost, numb? If I were to ask you to take out a piece of paper and describe to me how you're feeling at present, how hard do you think that would be? Anybody? How hard would that be? Because we've actually just went through the steps. Why is it even relevant to think about your feelings? Because you see, feelings are what makes us who we are. I'm going to, if you will, name the emotion. And when you hear me name the emotion, I want you to do the work to figure out how you're feeling at present. Are you ready? Fear. By the way, put a circle or a check mark by those feelings if you are feeling that at this present moment. Ready? We started out with fear, excitement, worried, uncertain, disappointed, happy, angry, sad, resentful, loving, forgiveness, unforgiving, pleasant, centered, empathy, apathetic, terrified, at peace. How many did you connect with? Was it one, one or more, 5 or more, 0? What did you guys find out? See, in order to connect with yourself, you must be able to identify your emotion. You know, we are familiar with games. Games. And I kid you not that life is not a game. But if I were to call out games, Jeopardy, thousands of people have made Jeopardy what it is by naming what is that place, person, or thing. And you must, my friends, name what is your emotion. Because if you don't know, I certainly don't know. And the first way that we get any understanding of the emotion is to be able to speak. We do a lot of talking around here. And we want to make it okay for you to speak that emotion. And trust me, it does get better. Now, I'm going to do something. See, we don't rehearse ever here. You never rehearse. And I never tell Trish what I'm going to talk about. It's very rare if I do, but I do that for a reason, because I like for Vibe Talk to prove what it is, raw and uncut. And I'm going to ask Trish, because Trish has really been here through clientele and through being a wise, creative person. She has now become the host, our co-host. Trish, how hard was it for you to express your emotion?
It was very hard. Like, yeah, it was very difficult for me to do that.
And why do you think that was?
I think it was, well, I know it was difficult for me because no one ever actually took the time to ask me how I felt and hear my point of view of my emotions. So when it was time for me to express them, I was kind of afraid and also very shy and reserved in expressing my emotions, because I thought it was considered too vulnerable or showing too much of myself. And it was like a sort of nudity in showing my emotions. So that's why it was difficult for me.
When did it stop being difficult for you as opposed to where you were before getting involved with Vibe Talk?
I'd say that it stopped like I'd say in about a year when I was with Vibe Talk, but I had to keep practicing myself. And that started with little things like doing a journal and drawing, expressions through art and talking about my emotions on live. So that's when it started to stop being difficult.
I'm going to ask you another question. As it stopped being difficult, when had you given yourself permission to be able to go through the emotions that had been there and that you were never comfortable expressing? When did you give yourself permission to say, this is how I feel?
I gave myself permission when I had to start. That's how I had to start. I had to give myself permission to feel what I needed to feel to begin the journey that I was on. I couldn't just wait. I could have, but that would waste time for me and my wellness. But it started, I gave myself permission when I started expressing myself.
By the way, can everybody hear me okay? Can you hear me okay and clear, Trish?
Yes, yes, I can.
Thank you for that. We do things live and uncut here, and you must, if you're going to join in Vibe Talk, you must prepare yourself to be vulnerable. You know, Trish, you said something that is profound. You talked about having to expose yourself, your feelings, being vulnerable to that. Vulnerability can be in other places in people's lives, but some people, and this is what I found out working with people, that they have a very hard time expressing themselves. Number one reason a lot of times is because of fear. Fear of what others think. Fear of what family thinks, right? Fear of what our friends think. Fear of our loved ones. Oh no. Oh boy, I can't feel this way because so and so might think. But I want to ask you, good morning as you join us. Good morning. Yes, we are calling in. Yes, we would love for you to call in. And that call-in number is 661 503 8993. And we are talking in conversation about expressing emotions. If you had one word to say about your past week, what is the challenge of the word? Or we challenge you to find one word. There's always call in. Thank you for that beautiful question. There's always call in. So, how do we look at ourselves as opposed to when we hear other people express how they feel? Because you see here, there's no judgment. We are simply here to listen. You know, some of us like to talk more than we listen, but we are truly here to listen. And we listen with our heart. How do you listen with your heart? Let's take that phrase. Listen with your heart. You know, listening with your heart to me means that I'm going to first hear what you say. Second, I'm going to receive what you have said. And then I'm going to pause and think about your words and how your words sound. So we're not taking the time to do that, even practicing how we can say to someone, I am sick. This morning when I woke up, I was really having a bad stomach ache. So I said to myself, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling sick today. How easy is it for me to say that? Well, it's very easy. But now, how I respond to it is going to make the difference. Good morning, Alex. Where are you listening in from? And we are live on Facebook. For all of you that are here, we're going to ask you to do something. Please go by our page and click on our page. We are at 318 people. Please go by, click on our live, click on our YouTube page as well, please, and thank you guys. Good morning. Where are you listening in from? I say hi right back to you. We're talking about describing your emotions for everything you've been through from Monday till now in one word. What would that emotion or feeling be? What would that feeling be? And thank you to our live audience. We see you. We say hello back. We're waving at you. And what will that be? What would that be? Let's challenge ourselves more to think about our feelings. Because, we get all into our feelings. That is a catchphrase. How many of you have said that? Catchphrase. And what you have found to be a catchphrase. What have you found to be your catchphrase when you are describing your feelings? See, we want to get into our feelings and be able to master them. Because even the most intelligent person may have had the challenge of describing to someone how they felt. Einstein, when you look at him, uh, Einstein was very smart as a kid. But Einstein, they thought that he was retarded, stupid, and yet he was far from that. But you look at him on the outside, and what do we say? Jeez, he looks a mess. we would never think that Albert Einstein was a smart man. Because every picture you've seen Einstein in, he looks like a wired mess. Do you think Einstein had trouble describing how he felt? What is the possibility? It could be high, it could be low. We're not going to teach math here, but we are going to say that when you look at people, don't judge them. Let them tell you how they feel. And I'm sure that Einstein was bullied a lot. Who else may have had a lot of things going on? The most brilliant person, the most creative person. I do a lot of one-on-ones with people. And in our first meeting, they have a hard time. And they have a hard time because, again, fear. And like Trish said, never being able to become that vulnerable person to be able to expose how they really feel. So they're timid. They feel scared the first time. And then as time goes on, they're able to carry a whole conversation with you or me. Trisha's our living example. Trisha and I can talk for hours. But when I first started with Trish, good morning and welcome. Where are you listening in from, please? And thank you. Today's topic here on Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is all about you being able to express your emotions. And we are challenging ourselves today to find out just how our week has been in one word. What would you say about your week if you could describe it? Getting back to people feeling afraid, or people the first time you meet with them one-on-one, they get to know you, you get to know them, and they start to tell you their journey from the most strongest strongest person in your and my eyes to the most vulnerable. And, and you say, wow, all of those feelings that person has carried. I want you somewhere today to write the word feelings. And then I want you next to it to write the word emotions. Here's where we're going to get into the difference, because feelings and emotions are two different things. We'll be right back, and stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Your co-host from vibetalkfacingthelionpodcast. And here's where to find us and our information. We do accept donations. You can send it to our Cashapp, which is vibetalkfacethelion. You can send us voice messages as well through Spotify and our direct connect, which is 661-503-8993, which is the first information that you'll see on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is also the first resource of our updated videos, along with Facebook with any up-to-date videos or reels or any posts that we're doing. Instagram mostly promotes the positive quotes and reels of our podcast and our radio show, which is Vibe Talk After Dark Radio Show, which happens Saturday nights. Doesn't have a specific time, and our slogan is, what song can we play for you? And that is also hosted by our host of Vibe Talk Facingthelionpodcast podcast. You can find most of that on iHeartRadio and our Spotify. We're back, and we're going to talk about feelings and emotions. How do we describe it? You take an emotion, or you take something that you feel. Let's start with that one. If you're sad, remember how we talked about the words? I called out words and asked you if you identified. I didn't put you on the spot, anybody, because your feelings are personal. And we understand Trish used a very nice word, vulnerability. And that's what we keep in mind here, that people are vulnerable when they come here. And that's one of the reasons we don't talk out to our guests. Trish and I are the only ones that get to do that because of sensitivity, vulnerability, that, this, and the other. So going back to feelings, remember how I said I felt sick? Well, why was I feeling sick? Because I had an upset stomach. Ah, who caught that? You see, when you name a feeling, you associate it with the experience. You go to a party, and you're excited about the party. Why are you excited? Because everybody's there and they're having a good time, right? So your feelings are what you associate through the experience of your emotion. What was it like? You know, a lot of people say, I feel fear, but they have no connection. Or a lot of people say they feel depressed. And that's a good one, because sometimes we're depressed because of an emotional, something emotional, but other times we're depressed because of chemical imbalances. I am no doctor. I'm just a life coach professionally. So we take those feelings and we need to analyze them. And I use depression because there are people who are clinically depressed. And those are the people that we want to get the help that they need. Any type of crises that they've been through. Trisha will put the number for the crises hotline. It's so important. And we want you to get the verbiage right, because some people like that are depressed all the time and have no idea why they're depressed, and they just want to not feel like that every time they wake up. It's very serious. So we're going to challenge you to use the number that Trisha's going to put up. 3 numbers. Promise me that you will get the help when you don't understand the emotion. The hotline is 988. If you know someone who is experiencing this kind of depression, please stop taking it for granted, because it is all of our problem when we see someone like that. Don't know why they feel sad. Because if they don't get the help, they're going to find a way out of their sadness. And we don't want it to be the ultimate. We want them to find out. Because you have a right to connect to your feelings. You have a right to find out. You know, it's like buying a car, and I'm using this analogy because I just bought a car. You buy a car and you don't check it out. What happens? That car is going to have problems, and the problems are going to get worse, and it's going to face challenges, and eventually you're going to have a broken car. On a more superior level, there are lots of broken people who sit day after day in depression. And those are the people that don't realize that they can get the help that they need. And sometimes it won't be the first thing you turn to. Here with Vibe Talk, we ask that if you are in any type of therapy, clinically, professionally, that you keep that regimen. Because the more you talk, the better you feel. Are we at number 1? Is that what that said? The more you talk, the better you feel. Trish, is that true or not in your case?
That is very true.
Yeah. So we're encouraging you guys to keep talking. That's why we're here. If we don't know, we're going to refer you. Being a life coach is not being a doctor. We're in no way any kind of medical help. I'm here to just allow you to speak up and speak out. And if you need help, that's why we ask you what state you live in, so that we can give you the best resources. I promise you, I will do the work. Vibe Talk's always here. So how are you doing now? Better than you were when you first came in? Or about the same? I challenge you to associate your emotion with the feeling, or your feelings with the emotion. You know, some people are dealing with trauma, you know, and they have traumatic experiences, and they never talk about it. It lies dormant if you don't. It's like having cleaned up your whole house and all the dust and the trash. What you have done You swept it under the word, or rug, excuse me. In our feelings, hiding our feelings, sweeping our feelings under. We need to be all in our feelings. And you are not alone. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but I'm going to tell you, you're not alone. You have to ask yourself a series of questions. You don't have to continue with depression. You can get help for how you're feeling. What's making you sad? Sometimes you'll have to ask yourself that, because sometimes, we can go to a doctor and maybe we don't need medicine clinically, but the doctor may diagnose the medicine to help you. It's been helpful to some. And once you start feeling better, by the way, I started to drink water and take my beetroot in my water and juice, and my tummy feels better. Did you guys get that? I associated my sickness with my tummy ache. And we just need to know where it hurts. So, where does it hurt? That's for you to find out. As many people also pay doctors thousands of dollars. And sometimes they don't get the help they want, or they have no money and don't get the help that they need. We're asking you today to challenge yourself. Take the challenge of expressing your words. Whatever it is that's ailing you or making you feel all in your feelings, name that feeling. I ask you to. Because today is Challenge Yourself Day. And I did not want to let that thing that we put up some time ago about naming a feeling. So name your feelings. Find out. Get connected to you. We're going to be right back. I promise you, after this commercial break. We're coming right back. Get with me Saturdays at Vibe Talk After Dark Radio. What song can I play for you? Saturday night, live on Facebook and Instagram at Vibe Talk. We're back, and I'm going to turn it over to Trish's Treasures. Trish?
It's very important to keep some sort of record or something on you of how you're feeling. And when you keep track of those emotions, it'll help you know yourself better. And I've been learning that in college because I am studying early childhood development, and they do teach us about keeping records of sickness of the child or their behavior. And that's something we should do for ourselves. Keep a record of how we are feeling throughout the week. And it doesn't have to be something that is very strenuous for you, or it's something to be anxious about. It's something to it's like a self-check, you know? You can do something like draw a picture of the emotion that you feel on Monday, or draw a shape or something, or color a color on the day of the week. Get you a calendar. You can do that sort of thing to see if, wow, last week was a hard week. I colored all the days the color red. I was angry all last week. And I only had a good week, a good day on Friday because I colored that on green. And what can I change about that? How can I make this week better? And that you can see how it will change your whole perspective on your emotions and how you are feeling. And that is a way of communicating to yourself about how you are feeling and telling yourself, wow, this is how I'm feeling today, and let me write this down to see if it changes over time, or to see if tomorrow will I wake up with this same emotion. I practiced that with this new EP that I did, the new music that I did. I practiced showing my confidence with this one. This one is a lot of confidential behavior from me, and it was hard to do because I'm a very shy person. It's hard to express my confidence because I don't want to psych myself out with confidence and say, well, are you really confident or are you just hyping yourself up for no reason? But I blocked out that negative thinking and I did it, and I'm proud I did it. I don't even notice that it's me. And that's how change works, you know? You're so used to being shy. When you start to be confident, it seems unreal to you. It seems like, whoa, where did this come from? Are you a whole nother person? Is this you? And that's okay. What's important is you keep practicing it. You keep going. You keep you keep striving to be the person that you want to be. When it looks like it's not you, it is you. You just have to embrace that it is a part of you. And that's what you do when you take a record of yourself, a record of your emotions and how you're feeling during the week or during the day and how you're feeling. I made a little diagram of an idea of how to track your emotions. It's a fun diagram I'm going to show you guys. I made this so to keep a track of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you can write your
Continue.
and you, and you can write your emotions on the hearts or below the hearts, and you don't even have to do hearts. You can do circles, an emoji, any way to keep track of your emotions. I hope I hope this helps someone out in keeping a record. Like I said, get a calendar and write how you're feeling on every day and review. Do your own review. Like how when you give a restaurant 5 stars or 4 stars, you can do that with your emotions and your week.
Wow. Very powerful. Thank you, Trish. I hope that Trish is going to put that in her Trish's Treasures and even on the YouTube. Good ideas. Thank you for that. And I'm hoping that you guys take the challenge of staying connected to your feelings, checking in. Um, Shout out to the schools. And I say this, number one, because you've got graduation in the next coming months. And number two, I would love to see the teachers utilize what we're talking about today. I think it's really important. And for the schools, if there are any teachers out there, that's such a great idea for each student to make a chart, because you don't know what home situations those children or those students are coming from. And by them doing that, you can check on their feelings. You can check on their feelings and use less than 20 minutes to talk about their checks. I think it would do a body mentally, emotionally, and physically well. Take the challenge. I want to say thank you to Trish for our newest infomercial. Thank you. So refreshing. You heard that today. You can also hear it on our YouTube channel. We invite you, we welcome you warmly to come and check out Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. We are happy to know that there are listeners. We know that you guys are there, and you are living proof that somebody's out there listening. And so we hope that today is finally Friday, that you take your challenges and use them as a way to be able to check into your feelings. Thank you for that, Trish. Very powerful. And we want to say happy graduation. I'm going to be working on this weekend a graduation post to put in our YouTube page. I have to sit down and be creative for class 2024. I don't care if they're 4 graduating from preschool. Let's congratulate them. Let's celebrate them. Because how do we know that anybody has celebrated them? Let's celebrate together. And for those of you who listen, feel free to, in the comments, put your graduate student or child down. We'll be happy to announce them. Trish, do you have anyone else graduating that you know of?
Yes, I do. I have my 2 brothers. Ember, he's a senior. He's graduating soon. He got his diploma. I'm so proud of him. And my little brother, Ryder, he's in the military, and he just graduated top 10. Like, I am so proud. Okay. Like, I'm so happy. So, yeah, 2 people, they're graduating. I'm so happy.
Well, let's make a list, Trish. We must do that. We usually talk this stuff behind closed doors, but in honor of all the class of 2024, we are going to make a class list of our own here to congratulate all of you. We know that waking up early in the morning, catching the bus in the cold, they've changed school hours here, so kids are not getting up as early. But my goodness, when I was going to school, it's like, wow, we're getting up this early to get on a bus. And in my house, you went to school every day. You had to be sick in order to miss school. So I'm thankful to my mother for the hard work that she did to make sure that I got the best of education. And I in turn did it with my kids so that they could have the best of education. So we know it's hard, but you are lions in that you have showed courageous strength. Even our little tykes going to school. I think all schools at the end of the year give those celebratory parties, class parties, because your students deserve it. They've turned in homework. For those who are not graduating, walking with your class, we ask that you challenge yourself so that you will be class of 2025. It's still not too late for you to be class of 2024. So use your lion-like strength. Thank you, Trish, for the week. Thank you, audience, for coming in. And those who are streamlining us, I know there's going to be new stream shows, and we're going to stream this one as well. Thank you for joining us in Vibe Talk, Facing the Lion podcast. All about challenging yourself through one word. What would it be? And last but not least, I want every one of you to have a great weekend. If you're inspired by something, you can always get on all of our lines. You can always write in boxes. We will tell your story. So don't forget to look forward to us. We'll see you here next week on Vibe Talk, Facing the Lion. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. I challenge you each and every day.